The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am your storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Relindair, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am the Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Miriam, and I'm playing Roscoe Acres, Clan Tremere.
I'm Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I'll be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hikata.
And I'm Gavin. I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And when we were with this coterie last week, it was a kind of a busy night for everybody. But some good information came out. And now there's several meetings that needed to happen that we're going to start this episode off with. One in particular, Jenny, you needed to speak with Gabriella.
Indeed, I did.
And Gabriella has left a message for a meeting time. And she gives you an address that is just outside the loop of Chicago. And tells you to be there at 11 o'clock.
All right. Genevieve will have Evan drive her there, so she'll be there right at 11. And
the address actually leads you to a place called Arcadia Computers. Very odd, not what you expected. But when you pull up, you actually see a woman in a hoodie kind of leaning against the wall outside. And you recognize the hoodie. It's the same hoodie you've seen, well, the other time you've seen her at Elysia. She's still wearing the same hoodie. Seems to be part of her look.
Does this area seem seedy, or is it?
Not at all. It's not inside the loop, so it's not as, as expensive of real estate. So it's a little bit cheaper, but it's still close enough to the loop that it's not unsafe.
Okay. Evan, park the car up close to the building and just stay in the car. So
sure thing, Jenny. Buying a computer?
If that's what it takes.
Sure thing. I'll just wait out here. Looks like I can get a spot down street over there. I'll just pull into that spot and watch for you to come out.
All right, perfect. And Genevieve will hop out.
And as you hop out, you see Arcadia Computers actually says, custom build, PC repair, website design, right on the front. And she sees you get out, and you still can't see much of her face with the way her hood's pulled all the way up. But you see enough of the profile to see her grinning. I figured you'd want to talk business, so this isn't my main office. It's just, I call it a side deal.
You know what? I respect I believe the kids call it hustle. So, it's okay. No, we do have business to discuss though. Hopefully anyway. Do we go inside?
Oh, yes.
Or we just stand here?
And she opens the door and holds it for you to let you walk in. And inside, there's computer parts with little price tags on them all over the place, the glass display counter. And there's a young Hispanic man behind the counter. Now, the oddity is this place is open at this hour because, dear God, nobody knows a computer shop open at 11 p.m. But this one is. And as she walks in, hey, Pablo, we're going to be in the back. Turn the shit on when I get in there. And he just nods at her.
Genevieve gives a slight wave to Pablo, but just follows Gabriella. So,
and you walk through a door into the back room, and as you step through this door, you notice that there's some sort of archway you're actually walking through. And as you go through it, she looks over. You got a phone with you, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, leave it right there. Walk through the thing again. I'm just making sure nobody's bugged you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So Genevieve pulls her sat phone and her like normal business phone out of her pockets and puts them over on the side. So,
and as you go back and come back through, she goes, "You're clean. Grab your shit. It's okay." We're just making sure. When it comes to this line of work, we don't like people listening in, and you'd be amazed how many people end up walking around with microphones hidden on them they didn't know.
Oh, well, I did not know that was something to be concerned about, but now I know.
I didn't start a security firm by playing around, that's for sure. I sure as hell didn't get Ballard to pick me up without something.
Oh.
But have a seat, and she points over to just a leather couch. This room's secure. When we came in, Pablo turned on all the shit. Ain't no signals coming in and out of here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I actually am familiar with these kinds of security measures. So,
you're probably
other places.
familiar with Faraday's. We're running electronic jamming gear. We went a little more high tech than that. Sure, anyone outside can tell we're running it, but that's the point. We want them to know we're running it. Tells them not to try it.
I gotcha. It's what is it? It's kind of like the porcupine. It's got the quills. It's telling you don't fuck with me. So
yeah, you don't go and start petting it. That's for sure.
I mean, you can pet them. Just be careful.
Yeah. So, as I said, I figured this was business. You didn't strike me as the type that's just going to come hang out with a Fortnite player. Plus, you called the business line. So, you got a job for me?
Oh, sorry. Has Bobby or whoever penetrated my $69 in that account yet?
Got it the night before.
Yes. Actually, so at Elysia, our mutual friend, we will call him, Bobby Weatherbottom, he threatened me that he was going to steal all of my money and digitally and horrifically, and he was going to leave me destitute because I should respect him more or something. I think he has a problem with women, but that's neither here nor there. I left... Evan always tells me 69 is a funny number. So I left $69 in a bank account and left it there for whoever was trying to steal my money to steal because it's a joke or something. That money was taken last night. So now I want to punish them.
So you think Scripty McScripterson take money out of your bank? I mean, I wouldn't put it past the little shithead, but
well, he what was it? My man told me that he also contacted the bank and claimed to be my man. He didn't have the security questions, so they told him to piss off. But I don't know.
That fucker,
he apparently was very persistent.
That fucker thinks he's fucking Mitnick, and there's only ever been one Mitnick that pulled that shit. Dear God. So you want me to let's break this down into contract items, essentially. You want me to verify that it was him, so trace back where the money went and verify it's him. And then what do you want me to do after we find out it's him?
I would like to know that it's him, but I guess I'm just kind of curious where he goes and why he was so I'm trying to figure out that Bobby is this little, like, he's this nut, and I'm working to break that nut. But he really, really, really does not like me for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. I think it has something to do with looking into some finances somewhere else, but
he's a territorial little shit's what you're saying.
Oh, well, this was other work for other things that where I apparently pulled through his ire.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of curious who he hangs out with, where he goes, what he does, because one of these nights I plan on slipping up on him and as I told my man, catching him in the bear trap. So
physical security and tracking isn't all my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can get you the digital footprint. I can tell you, start building where he goes online, where he's accessed things from as I roll back through his IP list and find out where he's connecting from. But if you're wanting physical location, that's not really what my firm does. Now I can probably get you in contact with some that might be able to put a physical tail on him, though, to be fair, the best at finding where people are all the time has been the Tremere. But
no, sorry. I'm trying to figure out, I'm what is it? Building a profile for Bobby, because I'm curious. He's my current little, pet project. So I don't need to know his exact location or something, but if the information you give me helps me, that's perfect. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess I want to know who Bobby is. I want to know who Bobby really is behind the shaved sideburns and glowering looks he gives to women.
You mean the cutting steps in his fade, like he's, Backstreet Boys from the 90s look? Yeah, I get it. I get you.
Look, maybe it works on some people. I ran into an individual the other day, actually heard them speak, named Brett. And he was apparently a lot of people's
Brett
preference.
Wait a minute,
but
Brett Stryker.
Yes, had the misfortune of running into him, and he seemed horrible.
One nice thing about this is she highlights the side of her face that looks burnt and disfigured. He doesn't bug me, thankfully.
Oh, you know what, Gabriella, you're still perfect as you are, so don't.
Oh no, I'm fine with this if it keeps him away, because
no, yes, I know, I totally understand what you're saying. I find I have the same issue with the kind, the humans. They don't like it too much when I like wave at them. So
I mean, that's because you're scary, but scary's fine. I mean, these days a girl got to have an edge somewhere.
True. Like I said, I'm sorry. This seems very disjointed, but I guess I just like I want to get to know Bobby, as it were. And since he seemed to hate you, I also thought maybe you knew something about him that would help me understand him. Does that make sense?
Of course he hates me. You want to know why he hates me? You're gonna laugh at this one. He was doing the computer worked for Ballard before I came along.
Okay.
And then I come along and Ballard's like, you're out, she's in. Because I'm better.
Okay, so sorry, history. When was this? Was this when Ballard was still, was it? I was told he was Primogen at one point, I believe.
This was after he was Primogen. But
Oh, okay. So he was doing the IT stuff for the Primogen, or no?
I don't even know when he started doing it, but I mean, I got grabbed by Ballard, would have been about 2010. That's when he found me. Prior to that, I was just wandering the streets and he found me. And, suddenly I got financed to open up a security firm.
Huh. It's kind of, I'm sorry not to pry, Gabriella, but why was your clan not helping you? Since I always hear so much about the Nosferatu clan before sect.
I didn't even know what I was. I didn't even know about that stuff.
But none of them found
I
you?
got,
Jeez.
no, I was real. I've always been good at hiding, but one night, funniest thing too, I didn't know what I was exactly. I just kind of knew, I mainly fed rats and dogs and the like. But one night I was in the alley by Blue Velvet and he caught me in there eating a rat right in the alley. And he kind of, told me that that wasn't a place for me and I should come see him and he'd help me out if I had any skills. And I went to see him and brought my laptop to show him my skills. And then, from there it came what it is now.
Well,
I mean,
it's a happy ending so far.
Everyone talks about him being this vile monster. And I mean, he was nothing but good to me. And I mean, financed my security company and pushes me all kinds of nice, lucrative contracts. I mean, I don't really have anything to complain about with him.
See, I'm fairly new to Chicago, so I don't have any qualms with Mr. Ballard. So I was just,
don't get me wrong.
I was just curious because I was just trying to figure out, history.
Don't get me wrong. He is as ruthless as it comes when it comes to business. But who isn't?
Oh, yes. Business is like swimming in a small pool full of sharks. So.
Oh yeah, I've learned that. Thankfully, I don't have to play the business politics as much. When you run a security firm, either people come to you or they don't, and the only thing they look at is your track record. If you got a name of doing good, you get more contracts, you get more people coming to you. That's how this works.
I suppose, as it were, I would like to treat this as like our first step to future business together, possibly. I will be honest with you. I don't know shit about computers.
No, I'll talk to our sales departments and I'll get you a rough contract with an estimate put together.
Okay.
You want it sent over to your restaurant?
Yeah, you can send it to the restaurant. Okay. It's a good location for me to get mail and stuff. So.
Oh, it won't be. It'll be hand delivered courier.
Well,
I don't put anything like that in the mail. You'd be amazed how fast, how easy it is to get stuff out of the mail, read it, and put it back and reseal it and send it on its way. Couriers that are trusted works much better.
I gotcha. No, sorry. Mail was just my general term for, it's things being delivered.
I'll probably have
maybe
Pablo
do what?
I'll probably have Pablo bring it over to you. He's kind of a pet project I've been doing.
Oh, is he your ghoul?
No, he's just he's trusted. I'm the reason he's got this. I'm always looking for talent, and I mean, if you got skills for marketable, does great web pages. good with building computers, repairing computers. So, fund this, get this opened up for him. I own a percentage of it, of course, but he would have never got the money any other way. That means loyalty. I'm the reason his family has, he's supporting his mom. He's got brothers and sisters, and this right here, you would think it don't make a lot of money, but it's pretty amazing when my company gives a recommendation of you need this, and I give a recommended vendor to get it through, how much money I can funnel through this place, where I get a double cut because I own a percentage of it. So I get a cut from here. And then of course, on my end, I get a cut as well. Double dip, as they say.
See. You're a businesswoman after my own heart.
It's not all Fortnite and getting subscribers. I can tell you that. That's just something to do in spare time.
Well, I don't know what any of that is, but more power to you. Tell you what, since you're helping me out with this, and I don't want to seem like a bad, I want to show a token of good faith, as it were. Can I buy like 3 of your most expensive computers here or something to kind of?
I mean, you can get with Pablo. He'll see what he has. I mean, we don't keep a lot of stock on hand because even if this is a nice neighborhood, it'd be kind of silly to have too much on hand because that's just asking for trouble. But
okay.
I'm sure he's got a price list of recommended, depending on what you're doing with him, of course. There's gaming systems. There's not.
It's on. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was mostly just I wanted to spend some cash to help you out, if that would help you out.
No, don't worry about that. Depending on what comes up, once we get through the first part of finding and what's going on with Bobby, then we'll talk about your overall security and ways to improve your own security. And then of course, if you need to get some good firewalls and some good, network equipment, security appliances, then we'll work through here. You see, that's when I'll get my kickback there.
My man will have to be there for that because honestly, I have no idea what half what you just said was.
That's fine. I mean, if you got a man that, well, once we get all this sorted out, we'll figure out some good ways to get some security on other stuff. I mean, granted, the standard passcodes and everything work with some of the banks, but depending on how much of a wire transfer you're doing, you might want some other safeguards.
We'll figure it out. We'll sort it out. So I have faith, or something.
Yes.
So
I have faith. In God we trust. All others pay cash.
Yeah. Well, see, I was thinking, well, if I just need to pay up front, I can pay up front. Whatever. I await the contract. So
it'd probably only be about 3 or 4 days.
Oh, perfect. You were talking about physical location of Bobby, and I don't know. I might start stalking him just a little bit.
The hard part isn't going to be, it's going to be backtracking. I know he's not dumb enough to do it with a straight IP. We're going to have to bust through like 4 different VPN blinds and try to backtrack from there. But I've got friends that can help with that. Some of them quite good. And I can assure you, we will find where he's operating out of.
Perfect. I love it. I'm like I said, I don't know what all this means, but I love it. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, this felt really crystallized in my head because I was so excited because I was finally, I felt like I was getting closer to finally figuring out Mr. Weatherbottom.
I mean, from my point of view, it just gives me a reason to fuck with him some more. I try not to poke him too hard because, him being the prince is all, but a legitimate contract's a contract. I've got a business to run.
Yeah.
And Ballard will back me on anything I'm doing as long as it's staying business related. He'll back me on that because, well, as he says, politics is politics, but business is business.
So did he saddle up to the prince when Ballard booted him out?
Yeah. Oh, he was actually one of Loden's boys for a while too. So, it's hard to keep track these days of that particular brood,
I gotcha. You want to hear a joke before I leave?
No, sure, I love
maybe
jokes.
it's not a joke. So Evan explained a bunch of different sexual things to me, and Mr. Weatherbottom fit one of them perfectly. So among my friends, I refer to him as Bobby Powerbottom. Apparently, what I'm planning to do to him involves something in that realm. I don't know. I have to have Evan run me through the basics.
Wow.
Of it again,
Okay,
but
now you just went. I mean, he might be a catcher. It's hard to. Damn.
Oh, like baseball?
No, never mind. You don't. Never mind.
Okay.
No, tell your man
I'll
he'll understand.
okay, I will ask Evan. He can explain to me on the car ride.
I'm sure he will. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're on the same track here, though, with that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, hopefully, like I said, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of fun sometimes to have like your own little like pet kindred project. And since Bobby gave me the stink eye, I decided that he was the perfect target for my weird energy.
I mean, I get it. He loves giving the stink eye, so you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't think he likes women. So
yeah, but I haven't seen him very successful at it. You know.
Oh, he'll get successful. He'll get successful one of these nights.
He does better online. I'll just say that.
Oh, I've heard you can beat anyone on the online, so that makes sense.
I mean, I'm kind of an example of that. So I agree with that one. But I'm gonna let you go because I've got enough to get this contract put together, and we'll get it over to you. You know, it'll have all the good terms and what our deliverables are, and I mean, we can't give you a full schedule, but we can give you an estimate on how long it'll take.
Of course. Genevieve stands and offers her hand to Gabriella.
And Gabriella stands up and very businesslike, which is totally in opposition to her online persona. She shakes your hand. And
Look forward to doing business with you.
Make sure I got to walk out first.
Oh, okay.
If you walked out first, you'd probably get both barrels. Security.
I gotcha. After you then.
And she actually goes and opens the door, walks out. And as you come in, you see Pablo putting sawed-off shotgun double barrel under his counter. It's all good, Pablo. And she goes, you have a good evening. I still got to talk with Pablo. We got another contract. I got to talk to him about some hardware that he might want to start getting hold of.
Mm-hmm. Good evening to both of you then. And Genevieve will walk out. So.
Yep. And you walk out and head back to your car. And I'm going to let you and Evan have that conversation, but not on camera, because I'm sure he's going to tell you what catching means. And now we actually got to pop over to a scene with Nicholas. Because Nicholas, you wanted to speak with your sire, didn't you?
Yeah, just to, now that I have a little more information, see if there's a next step.
Okay. And you wait a bit after saying you need going through the established method to get contact, when a spirit appears. Very old woman, looks to be maybe 80, 90 years old, wrinkled. She appears in front of you, and she is again holding a stick, like the others have.
Good evening.
I will be the facilitator tonight. What bid you me tell him?
I found the woman he told me I should look for.
So you have found the wayward child. He wants to know what all you've discovered.
She seems mostly ignorant of what she is, but she did mention a name. Giovanni. And Nicholas, when he says Giovanni, like he's looking at the spirit specifically to see if she reacts to
Right.
it.
I am not going to repeat the words he's using at the moment. I believe the master is upset.
Trust me, it was not the name I was expecting to hear.
He wishes to know why she doesn't know what she is.
It seems the circumstances of her embrace seem to have been taken from her. But also sometime afterwards, when they disappeared from the city.
He says it doesn't make sense. Why would they leave one and then not let her know?
I believe it may have not been she was left by them, but others left her as a trophy.
He asks, could she be playing you?
It is possible. But she seems if it is a ruse, it is a clever one. She seems genuinely lost.
The master says, get close to her, find out. Find out whether she knows something else. And watch. If she was left, there is a reason one will come back. Family, he says, never forgets.
And speaking of family, I know the reunion happened in Venice. Do you know of any of the family who might be aware of some happenings in Florence?
He says, many of the family still have connections. He says, ask.
One of my coterie, the group I've been assigned to, I guess, as it were, has been trying to get some information. The name Vivian, Rose.
He says, that is a dangerous name. He also says, be careful asking that particular question outside the family.
Understood.
He will find the details that he can. But she is tied up in family affairs somehow.
Understood.
Any other word to send?
No, I think that is the most important part is, oh, it seems the holdings the family had were taken advantage of by the Malkavians.
Very odd. He says he doesn't believe it. He said the family would not give up something that valuable.
I feel it may be tied to our wayward child's situation.
He says more reason to get close to her and watch her. They will come back. The family never abandons. Certainly not the Giovanni. They won't abandon financial things that are of interest.
Yes, they are stubborn like that.
And then she looks at you. The link has been broken. And she breaks
I
the
appreciate
stick.
your time.
I serve and have served. And will serve. And she does an actual bow to you. And then fades from your sight. And as she starts to fade, you can actually, it almost looks as if she steps into a portal of some kind. I mean, you can see as her form cuts, you can see as she's passing through a barrier that you can't see to where she slips behind something that is invisible to you.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to go to the next scene. For this next scene, actually, we're going to flash to Isabella at her brewery/pub. And it's a night that you're open. You're rather busy. But Emilio actually comes to find you, which normally he's keeping an eye on the door because you've got a list already of people that you'd prefer not to allow in, and you like him to be there because at least he has a chance to deny people that might try to use powers on him. His goals are a little bit tougher to deal with than that. But he actually comes over, and he leans close so that nobody can hear him when he speaks. Hey, Isabella, there's somebody here.
Who?
You're not going to believe this shit. It's Julia Calvin.
Of course, I'm sure Decker wants something.
Yeah, why the fuck is that bitch here? I mean,
Only one way to get her to go.
you want me to send her to the back to your office?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Yeah, let's do this in my office.
Okay. And he goes and heads back over to the front. And you head back to your office, and it's only a minute or two before you hear a knock on the door. And Amelia goes,
Come in.
Julia's here.
Come on in.
He opens the door, and when he opens the door, she comes striding in. And she's actually she's not in like camouflage, but she's definitely wearing military style khakis, almost like security. If she had a Blackwater patch, you wouldn't have been shocked. I mean, that's the kind of way she's dressed coming in, and she just stomps in the room. and then just eyes you up and down with a look of pure disdain. Fled here, did you?
I mean, no reason to run. I just like Chicago better. What can I do for you today, Julia? You look lovely as ever.
Well, flattery's not going to get you anywhere. I come bearing a message from Prince Decker.
Okay.
He knows you had something to do with Honor's disappearance. He's not pleased. But he's going to give you a chance to make amends and fix the problem you've caused. He wants his daughter back.
Having one daughter around isn't good enough?
Honor has a special place in his heart. I am just the muscle, or in this case, a messenger. Do you remember Tessa?
Yes. Seen her around a few times.
You know, her and Honor were good friends, right?
Seemed like one of the only places she could find friends.
Well, when you're a wayward child of the prince, not many people are willing to stick their neck out. At least not the smart ones. I have been told to tell you that if Honor is not returned to us in 90 days, Tessa will be left out in the sun. For violations of the prince's edict.
What violations?
I'm sure he'll come up with several. He's good at that.
Oh, we all know he's good at fudging his rules.
Well, he is prince. It's not for me to question. It's not for you to question. If you wish to have her death on your hands, then go ahead. He will find another one, and another one. And eventually we will find someone you do care about. And you will either reproduce his daughter or, well, you'll have enough blood on your hands it won't matter, will it? Even he'll be sated eventually.
How does this make you feel to know that he probably wouldn't do the same thing for you?
I would
If
not
you were
disobey
gone.
him. I believe in what he's doing. I believe in our cause, and I believe in what the Anubis stand for. She will learn in time.
And if she doesn't?
Well, he can always make a new child and replace that one,
So I guess why doesn't he just do that now?
because you took something that belonged to him.
Belonging's such a strong word in this instance. She's a big girl. She can make her own choices.
The child is forever linked to the sire. The child always has an obligation.
It's not main ownership.
Doesn't. But does it matter?
I think a lot of people would say yes. I mean, if she's not around anymore, obviously, she probably had a bit of a problem with the idea of being owned.
You are free, of course. Go discuss it with him if you wish. I don't think it's going to turn out well, but you are always free to do it.
I mean, you all are very staunch in your beliefs, I guess I would say. I mean, that's apparently what you want her to believe. I don't think persuasion is the best course of action with this.
Well, you do at least realize a bit about Prince Decker. He's not one that changes his mind easily.
also not one that makes good impressions. I'll get back to you with my decision later.
You
Within
have
90 days, probably.
90 days from tonight. Nice place, though.
Glad you like it. You're not welcome back.
No. Don't worry. I'll be having enough fun burning your old place down.
Meh. I've made a new space for me. It's better than Milwaukee anyway.
Well, if you call being Loden's lapdog better. Well, wait, no, I hear you're Annabelle's lapdog.
I mean, better than being Decker's.
No, you could say that, but at least I have autonomy. I can do things. I heard. Oh, hell.
You call coming here autonomy?
Oh, yes, I asked
to
for
beg
this.
for a sister who you don't even care about, for a father, or for someone who would prefer her over you.
You never understood me. I asked to do this. I asked to be the one to bring the message.
And that just shows how little autonomy you actually have.
No, it just shows I hate you. And
Like I
one
said,
day,
I'll get your decision.
one day, I'll get you.
We'll see about that.
No, we will. And then she turns and just stomps out of your office. And her old bearing and posture is still almost like she's in the military, though, as far as you know, that's not what her background was. Emilio pokes his head in. Everything okay, Isabella?
Yeah, things are fine, but we'll need to come up with a solution to something within 90 days. Solution to the Decker problem.
I mean, he definitely has always been a problem, but I guess that's what she was here for, something. I don't know all your business. You don't include me in all of it. I don't know what, you never did tell me what you did to piss him off, and it's probably smart that way, because what I don't know they can't rip out of my skull, but he's definitely going to be a problem if he's gunning for you here.
Gunning's a strong word. He wouldn't come after me directly, but he does tend to go after those who are typically too afraid to stick up for themselves, and I don't like the way that he treats women.
You mean like property? I mean,
Oh,
we've
fuck
seen it.
yes, and it's... Oh,
We've both seen it more than once.
yes.
I get you.
And you know I can't stand it.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing you and Vivian always did have in common.
One of the things we got along with.
And
Brought us closer together each time it happened, and we saw it happen to someone else where we could fix it.
I never had a problem with it. I kind of always enjoyed watching you two operate. So just let me know if you need me to do anything.
Will do, Emilio.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
make sure she's unasked our premises.
I appreciate that.
And he actually turns and leaves you to sit in your office. Now, is there anything you're going to do, or are we going to move to the next scene? Because maybe you have something after this meeting you want to do. I don't know.
I think we're good to wait until...
A little bit later?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to leave Isabella with a bit on her mind because, well, while Tessa may be young in terms of kindred status, at least compared to Isabella, Isabella has a thing about men who do bad things to women. And now we're flashing over at Roscoe. You've arranged to meet the sheriff, but you got to get with Lamar, don't you? And this time he's not told you to meet him in Starchild Studios. He's actually told you to meet him at Elysia tonight. Chicago Museum of Art. Might want to unmute. Got your tongue again.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll send a text to Lamar saying, where we need to meet,
Okay, and your meeting's at midnight. Kind of fitting in some ways when you think about it. Now, are you two going to ride over together? Or are you going to take separate vehicle? What is your plan to go and meet at the or Museum of Art?
Well, I guess that depends a lot on where Lamar is tonight. I mean, would we be better served going separate or meet up at the shop and go together?
Lamar will come to the shop.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. So Lamar heads over to Roscoe's shop. Now, Roscoe, it's been dead tonight, at least in terms of odd things happening. You haven't seen Allison or Tammy or Samantha tonight. So when you get there, Lamar, he's just closing up shop.
Actually, I'll be talking to my day manager now.
That's right. Lamar, when you come in, you recognize the individual who's now standing there beside Roscoe, though kind of shocked to see him there. Last you saw him, well, he was sitting in the back room by Eleanor. Michael is standing there beside Roscoe.
Michael, good to see you, man.
Good evening, Mr. Cade.
Hey, Lamar.
Roscoe, how's it
Yeah, man.
going?
It's going a lot better. I look at Michael. It's like, got some help with the store now. Oh, and Michael, if you have a chance, could you look up and just look for I know you're like just learning how the business runs, but could you look up a selection of titles of forensic pathology and taxidermy and see if you can get a few of those in?
Yes, sir. I will. I figured out the inventory and the ordering system already, so I'll do that. You want me to place some of the calls to some of your more esoteric vendors to see if we can find something a little rarer than the common prints?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I can do that.
Thank you, Michael.
Are you going out for the night, sir?
Yes.
I will
So you
finish closing
up.
the shop, and I'll keep watch like you told me to.
All right.
You have a good evening, Mr.
Hey.
Cade.
Thank you, Michael. You too. Hey, Roscoe, I meant to ask before we
Yeah, man.
you got any books on cameras?
I do
Video
believe
cameras?
I was gonna say, what kind of cameras? I mean, video cameras?
Yeah, video cameras. I'm trying to figure out how a specific one works because guy I know says he's got a line on a camera that it's kind of a special one where he said it picks up
I'm picking up
individuals
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, and he got it from a guy who might be tied to some friends of ours that hang out with Felicity and Flyboy.
Okay. I am familiar with that area, but I don't carry any texts that you might want to, have someone inquire about, as it were,
Okay.
or at least the second time around.
I saw, I was thinking about it tonight, and I realized I wanted to find out about that. I might even have you meet the guy because
I would really like that.
he's got some stuff lying. He's got some real good, interesting stuff lying around. But this, I thought, would get your attention. So
Yes, it does. I would be happy to broker some sales if he has something that just happened to come into his hand, falling off of the back of a truck, as it were.
fucking excellent.
So I assume you all are heading out and taking a vehicle. I'll turn it over. You can have a scene in the vehicle as you're riding over. That way we're en route to where you're going. Wits awareness
time.
before you leave.
Okay.
Because you know I got to make you roll it. We haven't rolled tonight, so wits awareness, people. 2 successes from Roscoe on 7 dice. 2 successes from Lamar on 5 dice. Either one of you going to willpower that?
Not this time.
Okay. Nah. So I turn the scene over to Roscoe and Lamar as they're riding over to the Chicago Museum of Art.
Yeah, I got to go face face the fire. Tell the sheriff about Sam.
Hey, you know what? It'll be fine. Just, keep it short and simple. I mean, he can't get that upset about it.
Well, I'm hoping not, but
But yeah, you got any come up with any ideas about what to do about your round-heeled lady of the night, all the gentlemen callers?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I had told you this or not, but it seems like she and a bunch of her friends, they're mages.
Oh,
which opens up a whole other box of crap. I'm not sure I want to get mixed up with. I mean, they've just been playing little dirty tricks so far. Nothing big.
I mean, do they know the kind of magic that lets them raise the dead?
They've only just done party tricks so far.
'Cause I know a party trick too. It's called how to make a bitch disappear.
We might have to come to that. Yeah, but so far they're just like extras in the cast of Mean Girls. They just
What's that?
It's a movie from a while back. Just
okay. Well, you know what? I will look it up. I'll
Okay.
ask the boys about it and see if they've heard of it.
Well, you can make a movie night out of it with you and the guys, and I'm sure they love it.
Yeah, we don't quite hang out like that. So
Oh, okay, all right.
yeah, bosses don't hang out with the employees that way.
Oh, all right. Well, we could hang out one night and watch it or something. I don't know.
All right, I'm willing to accept that, Roscoe, only because as long as you don't tell anybody else.
Oh no,
we watched it.
no, it's a guilty pleasure.
Not that I feel guilty about it or anything. Just
No,
saying.
no, not at all. I mean, I understand.
So, Mean Girls. All right.
So, as you pull up to the Chicago Museum of Art, it's not open tonight. Not that it matters. But you do see one of Damien's boys at the door, just casually leaning beside it, acting like he's not actually manning the door, but it's obvious he is. He walks up. When you walk up to him, he looks you up and down. D's in the place.
All right, thank you.
And he opens the door to let you in. And when you walk inside, Damien's actually right there in the main lobby. He's perched up on the security scanner, on the belt of it with it's turned off. He's just perched up sitting on it. Good to see you. I had a meeting here earlier, so I figured we just, I'd hang around one meeting to do the next. Easier that way, don't you think?
Yeah, that works out.
Yeah, good shit.
You want to talk here? You want to walk around? What you want?
Well, we're alone, right?
Well, me, a couple boys scattered about the place, but
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't know if we'd have any any kind listening.
oh no.
All right.
When we have meetings here, we generally don't let them hang around. The only ones who man the security stations, let's just say they are not ones that'll talk or can talk.
All right, good. Reason I wanted to see you tonight, Sheriff. I had some news about Sam.
You know where he went? Because, like I said, I had a job he was doing, and now he's gone.
Well, I don't know exactly where he is, but I'm pretty sure he's lost at this point.
What, he can't find a fucking map? Don't have a GPS? What?
No, lost as in he's gone. We ended up, well, we were thinking, I haven't heard from him for a long time. So we looked into had he spent any money anywhere or, and then put out a couple of feelers about that really nice car he's got. And apparently it showed up down by the Goblin Roads, totally abandoned.
That motherfucker went through the Goblin Roads? What the fuck
Yeah.
was he doing?
He said he had some personal business to take care of in DC, and he didn't have any other way of getting there. He had to drive it.
Well, that's just fucking great because he was doing something for me.
And as far as we can tell, the car is just wiped down and empty.
I mean, that's good. I guess there's no evidence or anything, but that's not good because, as I said, he was doing something for me, and now he's not. Okay, well, fuck. That's fine. Guess it wasn't that important anyway. You sure I mean, you found his car. You sure he's in the Goblin Roads?
I would have expected to hear from him, just on my personal relationship with him. I would have expected to hear from him before now.
I mean, you ever been to that place?
No.
Oh man, I can tell you, fucked up shit down there.
I know it's a place to avoid, but I don't really know much about it.
Had calls to go through there one night. Don't worry about why. That's not the important part. But driving through it, Bobby's driving. Actually, I'm in the passenger seat in my van, and in the middle of the road. Only way to describe it was a bat creature. Leathery skin. I mean, I'd call it Nosferatu, but no, it had like leathery wings under its arm. Not like full wings, but partials. I mean, it was, I swear to God, it was a 9-foot tall bat person.
This is a thing you saw?
Oh yeah. And it stood in the road just daring us to hit it with the van. No, we did not hit it with the van. If something's playing chicken with you, but it's not even making an effort to actually move playing chicken, don't play chicken.
Yeah, I get you on that.
It's like playing chicken with a train.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
yeah.
both of you are going to lose, but odds are if he's playing chicken, he knows he's going to come out ahead of it.
No, the train always wins.
Yeah. So.
But no, I mean, Sam would not let anything happen to that car. I mean, he barely ever let it out of his sight. So.
He is right about that.
Yeah, I got that impression. You know where the car is?
It's an impound lot down that way.
Because Bobby liked that car. He was interested in it. You met him. He was driving the night that you all had that meeting here.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, Sheriff.
Yeah. Yeah, he might. Yeah. I have to
they,
let him know he might go looking for it.
Yeah, they said they probably try to sell it in about a year.
That's good because Bobby was thinking of getting it. He wanted one like it, but last time he saw it, he said it would look slick as shit if he turned it into a lowrider.
Oh shit! Then we know for sure Sam's gone if he didn't come after him after that.
You put the air ride system on it, drop it down. Hey, that's what he wants to drive around. I think it'd be funny, actually.
All shit came out the 80s and that survived.
You know, some of us, some of our ghouls don't exactly get better, and some of us kindred can't let that shit go. And let me tell you, Bobby is definitely an 80s boy.
All right. Well, I'll find out the exact lot it's at, and I'll let you know.
I mean, you'll appreciate this one, Lamar. He was telling me we should do more music like, the old school, Run DMC, Fat Boys kind of, go take it old school hip hop.
There's a market for it. I mean, stuff I've heard on the radio today really makes me long for anything that isn't current music. So,
yeah, but I mean, come on, that'd be a brand change for the baby chorus. And, it's good to shake up your image once in a while, but I mean, the 80s are past, man. It's over.
Good times.
Don't tell me. Never mind. I don't even want to know. So that's why you're here. Don't explain why you bought Lamar here. Because.
Yeah. So that walking jar of tapioca pudding, its codename's Nero. But.
And as soon as you say the name Nero, you see Damien's eyes they narrow a bit.
Now, you probably know that he went from being not really responsive to suddenly all over the place and shit. He jumped me the other night.
He went from being a potato to being somebody running around with scissors. You know it's not going to end well. Somebody's going to end up hurt.
Yes, I'll just say yes, not the thing I was going to actually say. But I came to tell you, you might want to watch him, because not only did he try to jump me the other night, you know, that happens and I'm used to it. However, he did so in a park with people in it while he was actually using disciplines. He came at me. He came at me pretty fast. You can't fast in a way you don't explain away.
And you hear he looks over towards one of the side areas. Get in here, Kathy. And you see her come out of you hear her walking down the hallway, because it echoes a bit in this place when he raises his voice. And she comes walking in and immediately looks on her. I thought you were watching him. Watching who? And he goes, come on. Lamar and Roscoe already know. Just say it. I've been watching him. So why is Lamar telling me there was a Masquerade breach? And Kathy looks over at you and looks over at Damon, looks over at you. I mean, I don't think anyone saw him. Thank you, Lamar. We're going to have a talk, Kathy. If he's doing this shit in public, we got a problem, and you know that. And she just kind of looks at him and just, you see something you haven't seen that often from her. She actually looks properly chastised, like she knows she fucked up by not bringing something to his attention. Yeah. I don't know if you understand. I'm going to bring it up with the prince. I'll put it that way. Can't promise anything will be done.
Look, I wanted to bring it up because if he's doing it with me, he's probably done it elsewhere. And, you know, Kathy tried to talk him down, and he made some threats, but he's, very adamant about what he's capable of. And I do not want her or anyone else to end up on the wrong side of him, especially in public.
Had you done something like that, damn well I'd come down hard on you and it'd be deserved. And he's going to do it. And my hands get tied. It don't exactly look good for the city. And I'm going to make sure that Prince Jackson understands that shit. That if somebody's running around breaking a masquerade and we can't punish them for it, well, that's just bad in general. It doesn't put the right message to people.
No. I mean, it's almost like, he was daring me to do something so that he could watch me get smashed. And I mean, do you know any reason why he'd want to do something like that? Why he'd want to prove that kind of point?
Kathy actually speaks up. He's jealous.
I think it's bigger than that, Kathy. Before I might have written it off as that, but no, it's almost like he thinks, he can't be touched. And if he's that confident.
And she looks over at Damien and she just stares at him a second. And you catch out of the corner of your eye, Damien just slightly nods. That's why I've been watching him, trying to figure out what the fuck is up with him. He knows he can't be touched. But we don't know why. And we want to know why.
You know what? Let me see if I can help you with that. Lamar takes out his piece of paper and his pad and his pencil.
Okay.
Call that number. And he hands the slip to Damien. Call that number, and the person on the other end might be able to give you that information.
What number did you give him?
Jackie's number.
Okay. And he takes a look at the number. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be real interested to find out the reason behind that.
And Kathy kind of goes, would be nice to know. He looks over. Don't start. You're already on thin ice. And he just does his head like that, and you see her turning and walk out of the room. Now, I know I don't have to tell you that you don't need to be going around running your mouth saying that I've got her watching him. Let's just call this as me showing an offering of trust.
Say less.
We keep building this kind of trust, I might even start to like you.
Well, I aim to be a likable guy, so.
You're kind of in a bad spot there, Roscoe, because Tremere.
Yeah, I understand.
If you should like any Tremere in the city, it should be this man. And he points at Roscoe.
Well,
Thank you, Lamar.
I mean, I'm going to put, oh shit, fuck it. I'll straight shoot this one. You're not setting the bar high. I mean, we got a regent that don't seem to want to fucking regent his shit. We've got a Tremere that hangs out with fucking mages. We got another who's a goddamn infernalist. Now I'm hearing reports of another one running around talking about the tongue has spoken. I mean,
What tongue? What?
I don't know. Some crazy ass rumor that I heard. One of the fucking, I mean, he's part of your chantry, but we haven't considered him part of shit in forever. He fucking, if you'd believe it, he's a fucking nomad fucking Tremere. Couch surfing motherfucking Tremere. That doesn't happen, but
Y'all can do that?
that's what I said. I thought all of them had to like keep going to that fucking chantry shit, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, but you still, if you get called, you go. This motherfucker just, and people know where to find your ass. Half the time I don't hear about him being anywhere until after he's left. But now he's running around talking about the tongue this, the tongue that, the tongue is spoken.
Can you share that info? Like who? Who's talking about it?
I can't,
maybe.
my sources.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Let's just say it's some weird cult shit that's starting to upset me a little because, I mean, Jesus Christ. We got cult shit up to our eyeballs half the time, but when you start talking, the tongue's talking, you're getting some creepy shit.
That's just weird.
Especially from a guy that, frankly, he's been on my list as shady as fuck since he came to the city.
Probably a long ass list.
You look for patterns, right? Well, if somebody doesn't fit the right mold, you got to wonder why. If you can never explain it, there's got to be a reason.
Well, you know, I can't explain why I get invited to Elysia and not a single other Tremere does. Well, one did, and she's paying it for it now.
You can thank me for that one, buddy.
Well, I will thank you, but I'd like to know why.
Because you agreed to be my tracker if I need one.
No, fair enough.
So I need you to be in Elysia from time to time so you can see faces in case I need them tracked.
Sheriff, I appreciate that. You let me know that. Because I have been powerfully wondering why I was the only one.
I told Jackson.
And
Jackson told Annabelle. Well, I don't know if you've heard that Adzi now is in charge. So I wonder if that rule about no Tremere is going to change. That'll be an interesting one to see. Probably piss Annabelle off to no end. But that's not my problem.
No.
But yeah, you can thank me.
All right. Well, thank you. I do appreciate it.
You act like I did it out of kindness. I did it because
No.
if you're going to be a
No,
tool,
I understand.
you need to
Right.
see the
I
faces.
understand. Exactly. I get that. I just like knowing why I've been selected for being a tool.
Well, let's see. I got a regent that he doesn't want to leave his shit and he's not acting like a regent. We've got a Tremere that hangs out with mages. We got another that's a fucking infernalist and another talking about tongues. Do you see I have a lack of choices about who to use to track things?
Yeah, I get you on that. Although I think I might have some inside info on that infernalist that doesn't quite track with what you might have been told.
I can only go with what I've been told, okay? And telling me won't matter because Jackson, that's one of the only things I've seen him and Abraham agree on in the past 10 years.
Really?
The only thing they've agreed on. I think just the rumor is enough to scare Jackson right now. You start talking infernalism and, people's assholes tighten up enough you can turn coal into fucking diamonds around here.
Yeah, fucking infernalists.
Yeah. And fuck the ones that come looking for him, too. But I've got another meeting to go attend, so we'll let you
All right,
two
well, thank
gentlemen have your evening back.
All right. Thank you for your time, Sheriff.
Thank you for the
Very
info,
much.
both of y'all. I'll figure out what to do about the job I had Sam on. But thanks for letting me know about Nero. Me and Miss Glenn's are going to have a nice long talk about this one. Because I shouldn't have heard that from you. I should have heard it from her. That's her fucking
Fair
job.
enough.
And Damien just sits back and looks at y'all waiting for y'all to leave the place. Apparently he's got another meeting, but it must be here somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's our cue to leave. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, let's head out.
So you all head back out. And do you need a brief scene to talk about what just happened in the car, or we good to continue?
Why didn't you tell me you guys, the Tremere were driving the fun bus?
Well, I knew about Sun Chi is the one that he's accusing of being an infernalist, and I know for certain she's not. Now the one that's hanging out with mages. I mean, I thought there for a second I was like, is he talking about me?
I thought he was talking about you.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But he kept referencing it in third person, like it wasn't me. So, or maybe he was. I don't know.
All right, well, let's get back to the shop. We're gonna Houdini this shit because
All right, man.
they come back looking for trouble. Show them a new magic trick I just learned.
All right.
So you all head back to the shop. Now we got one more scene before we go to break. Jackie, you've arranged a meeting. And you actually get a text on your phone. I'm out front. Wear something that can get dusty.
Jackie does not care if her clothes get dirty. She has people that cleans them. So she just goes out.
And you step outside right in front of the building on a big-ass Harley.
And she's actually just dressed nicely in a nice gold dress and, jewelry.
Is Dredd wearing his leathers?
Mm-hmm.
With his blue jeans, and he's got his leather chaps that go with it to keep him, in case he gets a little, ejected and doesn't get as much road rash that way. Good to see you. I'm glad, you talked to me. We've been a while since we got to speak.
Yes, it has. I think I figured out the way to make sure you don't stalk me.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that last time we were together because that was a complication.
Oh, but it was pleasurable and fun.
It was, but that's not a good idea.
I understand.
In
It doesn't, you know what? We do what we want when we want. It doesn't have to be something that happens all the time.
Yeah, but
And-
hop on. I mean, if you want to go somewhere better to talk, I can get somewhere private, but
We need to go somewhere where we can actually focus and talk, so let's not ride around all night.
no, I know a place to take you.
Okay, and she gets on.
And he actually drives south of the loop. Now, you happen to know where he's driving. He's actually in Gangrel Domain.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been, well, it used to be. You don't know for sure whether it's all been taken and where it's divided up and how it's changed, but he actually takes you down by the water at a spot, cuts his bike off, and we're safe talk here. Let's just say we expend a lot of effort to keep this section here clear.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, there was a question you had asked me some time ago. Well, a favor that you wanted me to do with Tyrus. And I left the resolution of that a bit vague on purpose. Has Tyrus told you anything about the South Side yet?
Nope. Other than stay the fuck out of the South Side for now. The way he's acting, I think he's waiting for them to tire each other out.
Indeed. It is the smart move. First, I do have a question, and then I will completely resolve that mystery for you. What can you tell me about Juggler's child, Evelyn?
Nominally calls herself the Baron of Gary. It's a complicated issue. See, Gary's technically Camarilla. Modius ran it. Well, took it over right after, I think it was, from my understanding, after his failed attempt back close to 1920s, in that range. I don't have the exact date. 1910s, 20s or something. He tried to take Chicago from Loudoun. And obviously, if he had succeeded, well, we'd had a different history and you would have heard about that. Failed at that, so Gary was his consolation prize. So he set himself up as Prince of Gary. Then when Loudoun fell, he actually declared praxis over Chicago. That look right there, yeah. And it ended up about as well as you expect because Peterson took over.
That I do know. I came under Peterson.
I mean, Modius was Annabelle's child. And, I mean, he had some backing. But not enough. He didn't have enough ties to the city. When he
He'd
lost...
been distant long enough.
Well, when he lost to Loudoun,
Yes.
he pulled out. That's not how you build your base.
No.
So, and I only bring that up because him and Juggler, there's a thing there. They're frenemies for life, you could call it. A rivalry.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, where Juggler said that Gary's an Anarch barony. Modius says it's Camarilla. They fought each other constantly, but neither one ever really had the upper hand, you know? And then a few years ago, poof, there's no Modius. Now you would think that would mean a Juggler got to set up his barony.
I heard poof Juggler, too.
Exactly. No. Tyrus and I thought that was odd. I mean, one disappearing, whatever it happens. Both at the same time.
Exactly.
What's the odds of that shit?
Exactly.
We never could find anything. Evelyn, I'd met her before. She's always a quiet sort. Didn't like to talk much. Honestly, we didn't think she had it in her. We didn't think she could be a baron. Didn't have the, what's the word I'm looking for? The not just the leadership, but didn't have the respect of the Anarchs. You know how that game's played. Here it is. A couple years later, she's still running it. So obviously she had more respect than we thought. From what I understand, she's got well, most of her side there, Anarch's in line. Granted, just because Modius is gone don't mean it's an Anarch city, you know how that works.
But if the tower doesn't actually hold it.
There's no prince right now. Modius is still officially prince.
Yes, but where is he?
Exactly.
So if the tower doesn't actually hold it, and
Now you
the
see
Anarchs do,
Right, now you see
it
where it
is
is.
not a Camarilla city anymore.
It's nominally Camarilla under Chicago, kind of. But if there's,
But tell me, okay, so Juggler has this child, Evelyn, who is now named herself Baron. Modius, did he have a child there?
none that tried to take the reins.
What happened to the child?
Don't know.
Hmm.
Haven't seen the child around yet. Shit's in shambles.
Yeah, I understand. Anyway, what do you know about Evelyn herself? Anything?
Like I said, we didn't think she was the type to actually manage to hold leadership. We didn't think. Hell,
Well,
I think Tyrus and I gave her 6 months before
everything collapsed.
we actually figured Genghis was going to swing up there and take it out from under her ass.
Hmm.
Because he was always looking, never happy under the Chicago Anarchs. Because, let's be frank, they're kind of timid compared to what Genghis would prefer. So we figured he was going to go up there and take it out from under her, but she's still running it. Still the quiet type. Still not the leader I'd expect, but she's managed to get her people in line. There's been no challenges to her because that's something we keep an eye on. We've got to
Yeah,
understand if that's happening.
okay. Well, I appreciate that insight. It's also interesting that so many people underestimate.
You-
Women who are kept underfoot for too long, they are very sneaky.
No, you don't understand. You've never met her. She was a mouse of a girl. When I say a mouse of a girl, it didn't matter where she barely spoke. I'd seen her 4 or 5 times. I think I heard maybe that many words out of her mouth the whole time. She would communicate, but she'd do it non-verbally. Body language, gestures. Hell, I even saw her throw sign language in a few times. Like she just didn't like talking. She didn't feel comfortable talking, but she could. But she would sign as well to communicate.
Interesting. Interesting.
Very odd, but she's not like that. I told you, she took control and, she's still quiet. At least our people say so. She don't talk much.
Okay.
She does talk.
That's fine.
It makes... Why are the questions on Gary? It's kind of...
I'll explain it.
It's not really close to Chicago, it's a little bit outside your normal field.
It's closer than you think. The evening I spoke with Tyrus last, he had questions about Southside, knowing that my associates were involved in some interests there. He wanted to know if I knew who was involved in the fighting down there.
Okay.
Because he thought I wasn't aware.
Well,
And he was trying to, in his way, look out for me, I guess.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's professional courtesy, you could call it.
Yeah, professional courtesy. But then I informed him that I knew not only the one that he knew of, but I knew both.
Yeah, I've got suspicions on some of it, but
Okay, well, tell me your suspicions, and I'll tell you how close you are.
I'm hearing a lot of words about Capone.
Yes.
I'm hearing it from... Let's just say it's percolating the court right now. in
Alexa
Chicago.
Santos lied. She did not destroy him.
Well, look, I don't like that bitch either, but I'm not going to go as far as say he's lied.
Trust me, she lied. She did not destroy him.
No.
He called in reinforcements of his descendants, one of which was blood hunted because he's trying to reestablish his organization's holdings in Southside.
See, but that tracks. But Capone's, he's a fucking cockroach.
Of course he is.
I mean, the feds tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Other gangsters tried to kill him.
Alexis
Fucking-
Santos was sent to kill him.
Ballard tried to kill him.
Of course.
Alexa is just another in the failed attempts. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as say she's lying, but
Well, considering Gary has sent reinforcements of schlub fucking anarchs to his organization,
well, that's. How do you know if they've done that? There's a question.
I was informed. It's my job.
I want to know how you. I thought that was something that, let's just say that's a bit of news we only recently heard about.
I was informed before it happened.
Because I was looking into that Marco guy that
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed that night.
Yeah, he was from there. I went straight to Anita about him.
Mm.
She told me Gary was sending reinforcements, but I could not report that on the word of an anarch baron,
Well, you
without
can't-
proof.
You can't trust Anita farther than you can throw my
Exactly.
bike.
I needed proof. And now I have it because they're killing cops in Southside.
See, I heard it from one of my inside people there. Pays to have people
Of course.
in Gary, Milwaukee, all the areas around here.
Mm-hmm.
It struck me as odd that they were sending it over. But then again, if Modius isn't actually dead, could be a play that way.
It could be, or it could be someone else. We don't know.
My own private suspicion is that Evelyn cut a deal with Modius.
Could be.
He disappeared because he's hiding out to let her play the game. And the deal involved getting rid of her sire. Modius' way to think. He'll give her Gary if she helps him take Chicago.
I understand, but she has not sent her best troops.
Well,
She has sent expendables because they are making a mess. However, so I think she probably wants it to fail. Women are always underestimated. But anyway, the other combatant is the One-Eyed King.
yeah, I've heard of that gang. One-Eyed K.
Mm-hmm.
Got the symbol of
The crown,
The
and
oval.
the eye.
with an eye in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually an eye, but it looks like, yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it around town a couple places.
Tyrus knew who that one actually is
Well, he ain't told us. He just told him,
because he is afraid for you all.
yeah, he said it's in our best interest that as long as they're not doing something they're not supposed to leave them the fuck alone.
Yes.
And
But
I'll be
he-
fair about it. They don't come outside the city.
Mhm.
I have no real cause to police the city. So as long as they stay inside the city, that's fucking Damien's problem
It
in
is.
my eyes.
It is, and I brought it to Damien's attention. But yes, so the fact I knew who the One-Eyed King actually was shocked Tyrus. I had the pleasure of meeting the One-Eyed King in person.
Now, I've heard rumors he's a crazy fucker. Just what a little I've heard.
You know what significant wounds feels like.
Give me a second here. I'm rolling something. I suspect you know a little bit more than you're telling me.
I am.
Fine.
I'm trying to lead you to it because I think you know it deep down.
Yeah.
You know how significant wounds feel.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine maintaining those and not healing them to disguise yourself.
We haven't been able to get people close enough to actually, I don't even know what he looks like. We know he's
Yes.
crazy because
One striking blue eye.
Got a patch? Couldn't find him. We looking for a pirate? I mean, that,
No patch.
okay, I'm just...
He's just missing the other eye. He's been attacked by
Dredd
lupine and
gets that
fire.
insolent grin that he gets from time to time. He
know.
knows he wasn't that...
Ass.
I don't know. I was about to make a joke about we'll put an APB out on
On a pirate?
on a pirate because
For Peg Leg Pete?
yeah, I tried.
Oh. It is Loden.
You're full of shit on that.
Have I ever lied to you?
No, but you've got to be mistaken. That fucker's dead.
No, he isn't.
He got attacked by lupine.
Yeah.
In front of half the Primogen Council. Jackson shows up, takes Loden's sword, hacks up the lupine. Loden falls. The building is set on fucking fire.
Yes, and I said lupine scars and burns.
And he survived.
Mm-hmm.
I know you wouldn't deliberately lie to me, but I'm having trouble believing that one. Look, I fought the lupine. I know what happens when they get their claws in you. Could you
Dredd,
be
you don't.
misinformed?
You don't have to. You don't have to believe me.
Well, could you be misinformed?
No, I met him in person multiple times.
Jesus. No wonder Tyrus won't tell us.
Exactly.
No, I don't.
Oh, I understand. Tyrus informed me. It was part of our argument.
If Loden is alive.
He is madder than shit.
Yeah, and we fucking failed him. So on our watch that the lupines took him down, that was hard enough. We barely fucking kept.
Oh, you can't tell me that wasn't a setup.
Doesn't matter. We barely fucking kept what we have now after that shit. I ended up having to. Tyrus and I ended up a trip. They fucking called a conclave that we had to attend. That should tell you how close it came to us not
I understand.
existing.
I understand.
They were not happy with that shit.
I understand.
And you saying he fucking survived.
He is madder than shit. He is still prolifically fucking embracing.
Well, if he was human, I'd say he couldn't keep his dick in his pants.
I know.
He always did that.
And he's calling his new childer by his old childer's and grandchilder's names.
Well, if he's fucking crazy.
Exactly.
So what's his game? I mean, if he's been alive
He thinks he never lost his seat.
Yeah, but he ain't ruling shit.
He thinks he is. He's traversing the fucking city under the Undercity.
He's not been in Elysia.
No.
He ain't running shit. Madder than a fucking
My
shithouse rat.
my gut tells me Kevin knows.
Yeah, roll again. Let me see. What do I want to
Because
roll?
I told the sheriff, jack shit's been done about it.
Hold in here real quick.
It is a fucking threat to his rule.
Dredd looks at you a minute. That makes sense. From some other things I know, I really can't talk to you about. It's quite possible he knows.
I don't care. I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not. I don't give a flying fuck about Loden, the One-Eyed King, any of that shit. I really don't. I just wanted his fucking homeless out of my goddamn domain. But
I don't think you understand. There's a lot of kindred in this city that still look favorably on him.
It's fine.
If he were to come out of the fucking sewer and declare praxis, we'd have a fucking civil war on our hands.
No offense, maybe this city could use one.
Now, Jackie, I know you don't believe that.
You know what? From the shit I've seen in this city for the past 17 years.
Worse under him.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. He was an abject failure. As soon as I can get out from under this fucking job I have, I am going somewhere else.
You gonna leave without me? I'm hurt.
I couldn't take you with me if I tried.
Probably true.
You're loyal to your pack.
I'm loyal to Tyrus. I go where he goes.
I understand, and I would never come between you two.
That's a fucking shitstorm of a...
I'm not trying to start a civil war. Let the One-Eyed King stay batshit insane all he wants. He thinks he still fucking rules. Legit, all I care about is ensuring Alphonse fucking Capone gets destroyed because he never should have fucking existed.
I think you would find a lot of agreement with that from a number of people in this city. You want my advice on that one? Tell Ballard.
Oh, don't worry. I made sure Kathy was made aware.
So that's how I heard Capone's still around. That shit started to rumor percolate the court.
Of course. I didn't tell her. I had someone else do it. I know how to do my job.
Yeah. I think loading's a bigger problem, though. I know you discount it, but...
I don't discount it. I do not. Please don't think that my attitude is because I discount it. I do not.
I mean, it's fine as long as he's crazy.
Exactly.
No one's gonna follow him crazy.
But if he decides to heal his fucking wounds and he comes back to his senses, and he comes as glorious and magnificent as he looked, and declares praxis...
Wasn't just how he looked.
I know, he had a presence about him.
I never liked him, but I'll even say, when he walked in the room, you knew he came in the room.
He had weight to his bearing. I know. I know it from what I was told. I never got to meet him in his glory, but... And I think I know why he was such a failure.
I mean, fucking council had his balls.
Yes. I think I know why that happened, too, because who was leading the council?
At the time, same one that technically leads the council now.
Annabelle.
Yeah.
Who
Same one,
does Annabelle shack up with?
well, let's see. I've heard she spends time sleeping at the Succubus Club, but then I also hear time, that Brett guy.
Okay, yeah, she is not shacking up with Brett. Brett is her pet.
No.
He is her fucking accessory.
That sounds right for a Toreador, don't it?
It does.
That Porsche, the neonate.
Not a neonate.
You,
That's all I will say about that.
You got it. Again, you know something I don't?
Yes, I do.
I mean, you might as well tell Jackie you know what my job is, right?
I know what your job is. Your job is to dealing with external threats, and this is not something you can handle.
Yeah, but if I got to worry about Loden coming back, let me tell you what will happen. Now, this is what will actually happen. Picos declares praxis. Civil war starts in the city. We get ordered to go in and stop the civil war because we can't be having that with Second Inquisition.
No.
I guess 3-4 Justicars show up. Minimum. Because we can't be having that. City was unstable long enough. And then they're up in everybody's shit for at least a decade.
I know.
If one of them don't declare one of their fucking people is going to be regent while they ensure a peaceful transfer of power. And you know what that really means.
I know what that means.
The city becomes an extension of the conclave.
That's why I've made sure Waneka's poised to take out a lot of One-Eyed King's support.
Here's the problem with that. Remember I said there's a number of kindred? That if Loden decided to declare praxis, probably support him?
Waneka's one, I'm sure.
Waneka's one of them.
That's why he doesn't know who the One-Eyed King is.
Better hope not. Because if he does, can't count on him to do anything. Well, I guess he wouldn't back a madman, but if he ever became sane or got his senses back.
I will tell you this. As far as I am aware, he does not know to this night, and if he finds out after this night, it is because you have let it loose.
Oh, you can rest assured I'm not doing that. I'm going to have a talk with Tyrus because,
No, Tyrus will be so mad at me for telling you.
yeah, but we got to have an insurance policy.
He will be so mad at me for telling you.
So what? He doesn't like you anyway. Fuck him. What's he going to do to you?
Thanks.
What's he going to do to you?
Who the fuck knows?
He ain't
Show
got,
up on my fucking doorstep again, banging through my door?
I mean, that's what we did. Never mind. That different. He wouldn't
No,
do that.
that was fun. What he does is bangs through my door like he fucking owns the place.
Yeah, I don't think you'll have that problem with him anymore. Somebody had a talk with him.
Who?
Got a visit from Miss Dawn Kita. And you think he comes out of the meetings with you pissed off? You ought to see how he came out of that meeting.
She is something else.
She's a third his size,
I know.
but it looked like he'd been beaten.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's something else.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I don't think he's going to be fucking dealing with you at all anymore.
okay.
I think he read that riot act.
Honestly, I held off on telling you because I was concerned that you would do exactly that or something worse. But
Look, if I don't tell him, I've at least got to get Nitro in on it. We've got to have plans.
I understand. I do understand that. You have to look after yourselves. But that is the truth of the matter. And that is the situation in Southside. And honestly, he is so paranoid, I don't see him doing it. He truly believes he's never lost it.
I mean, he's been 20 years now.
I know.
If he ain't healed him in 20 years, maybe he won't.
Maybe he won't. If he does, then that's a problem we deal with when it comes.
I just can't be the optimist you are on that one.
I'm not an optimist. I'm just a woman that gets shit done.
Well, I know. That's why I like you, but you know what they say. Hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Absolutely, always.
So I'm going to have to
And
plan on that one.
preparation plus opportunity equals success.
That's right.
So,
And keep it simple, stupid.
that's right.
That's the last one we got to keep.
I also wanted to make you aware, soon I will have to leave for a time. I will be back, but I have some personal matters to take care of.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I don't know. You do what you're going to do.
of course, I wasn't asking your permission. I was just informing you I won't be at your disposal.
I mean, if you leave, you leave. You know, like I said, you technically don't work for me. You don't report for me. You're not one of our people. You're not one of our informants. And as Dawn has pointed out, we're not even remotely in your chain of command anymore.
No, you are not. But I enjoy your company.
Well, I enjoy yours, but we'll be fair on this. I mean, if you disappear for too long and I don't hear back from you, I might get a little worried.
It won't be that
A
long.
little bit,
Just a little bit. Just a little. Yeah.
probably.
Okay. And then you'll forget about me.
Probably not. And then I'll just go with Tyrus and we'll bash in. You know, I don't like to do it normally, but I'll go vent my rage on a few anarchs, you know? I normally don't do it, but once in a while, they ask for it.
You are a charming rake, and she leans in and kisses him on the cheek.
And we're going to end that scene there. And now that Jackie has decided to take it more on personal matters. And we're actually going to go to a break here. It's been a very long first half, but you know what? It's vampire. Scenes are what they are, and they end when they end, everybody. So we will see you in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break, everyone.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory, blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you, or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you, or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? or do you feel alive?
Welcome back from break, everybody. Before the break, once again, we had a bunch of smaller scenes. Well, not really small. We had some individual scenes that were quite informative. Jackie got some info on what Dredd thinks. Isabella was hit with an ultimatum. Jenny has arranged Gabriella to look into Bobby Weatherbottom. Not going to call him by that name. Roscoe and Lamar saw the sheriff, and Nicholas passed a message to his sire, who told him to get close to Zhao. I don't think that's going to be a problem for Nicholas. I think that was already part of Nicholas's plan, but he's got additional encouragement. We're going to pick up next. Roscoe has supposed to go to see Dr. Benway at Benway's Books and Antiquities, and Nicholas actually expressed a desire to go with him. So I assume you meet up at Roscoe's shop so Roscoe can take you over to it. Now, both of you are in the south side. It's actually not that hard to get to it now, is it?
That's right.
And
short trip.
When you pull up, it's a very small, nondescript shop. Out in front, it actually says Benway's Books and Antiquities. Now, real quick, I'm going to let y'all have a real scene here on the way to make sure if Roscoe needs to tell him anything on this ride over, or Nicholas won't say anything, but so you know, when you do arrive, it is just Benway's Books and Antiquities. It's not much from outside. But I'll let y'all have a discussion in the car.
Yeah, we're gonna go over and see Dr. Benway. You said you want to go talk to him too? He's my dealer for all kinds of antiquities and books and things like that. I'm sure you'll find something really interesting.
I'm always interested in antiques. I have a bit of interest in older things.
Oh yeah, this is definitely not your grandma's depression glass. These are really ancient antiquities. Some of them very powerful.
You may be the person to ask then.
So as you pull up to the shop, it's open. But it's always, you've never seen the closed sign out there even when it's closed. But when you walk up to the door and open it up, Dr. Benway's actually puttering around the place, seems to be rearranging stuff. And he looks over, Roscoe, come on in.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Recognize your friend from Succubus Club, right?
Yes,
Mhm,
Nicholas Bowens.
Nice to meet you. Got some new stuff in? Always
please
getting new
show me.
stuff in.
Show me what you got.
And he actually takes you over and points out a statue, supposedly, from the Mediterranean. And it's just, you're not sure it's Mediterranean. It's actually a small statue of it's a woman, appears to be pregnant. Looks like some sort of fertility statue. I got this in just the other night. I've got a few more papyrus scrolls in the back. I haven't pulled them out yet. I did get one cuneiform tablet that I'm still figuring out what it is yet before I put it out, because I don't know what to sell it for yet. But if you see anything you like, I've got odds and ends in here. I know you wanted to hear about the tongue thing.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up while we were looking at things, but since you mentioned it, let's talk about that.
I have to admit, I wasn't wholly truthful about where it came from.
Mm-hmm. No, that's understandable.
You know, when in my line of work, you accept things and buy things from various places.
You have to protect your sources.
Yes. Supposedly the tongue came from the Milwaukee Chantry when it was looted.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was down in there, I believe, I don't know what you're kind to call it, but it was in their special secure area.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of the few things I got from it. Bartleby was interested in it. And then I saw him
Mhm.
the other night. And he come in saying, the tongue speaks. Listen to the tongue. It tells the truth. Hear the truths and be worried. Quite odd. Quite odd.
It is odd. Have you witnessed it speaking?
No, he didn't. His tongue looked normal to me.
Hmm.
But he was disheveled. Hadn't run a comb through his hair. I mean, clothes were dirty like he hadn't changed them in, well, a month. A lot more sallow than usual, which for our kind is rather impressive when you think about it. But he come here. He's asking for the box it was in. I've already sold the box. But he was wanting the box.
Hmm.
And then he was asking for some very odd occult books.
Really? Like what?
Sacrificial rituals,
Mm-hmm.
doorways, very odd things. It's just, I've dealt with whatever I get. Some of it's occult, but sacrificial stuff is just, I find it distasteful.
Hmm. You didn't look into the book to read what sort of rituals they were you?
No, I don't have any copies of it. I hadn't even heard some of them he named. Don't even know what language it was in.
I imagine the tongue could help with that.
Don't joke. I don't want anything to do with that tongue. I wish I'd known what it was, and I would have just told the person who brought it to me to shove it up their ass.
That's
I don't want
uncharacteristically strong language for you.
Something was off about Bartleby when he came. Something wasn't right. I don't know. It's... When he came in, there was a feeling from him that set me on edge. So I wish I'd never heard of this thing. I don't know what your clan was doing with it in Milwaukee, but it can't be
Probably
good.
best not to. No, I'm sure. Have you heard any more news about the book that you procured, and then that I ended up selling to Marcel? Has it made its way out of his hands yet?
Not that I know of. He hasn't returned here for it. And oddly enough, he never did come back looking for that statue that your friend bought. Don't know why. Must not have been important. He must have just wanted the book.
The statue that you pointed out.
Yes.
When we came in. Anything particularly special about this one? You know of?
I mean, it's Mediterranean in origin. I know it doesn't look it, but...
Did it come from the same...
did not come
place?
From a temple of Set, no.
Okay.
It supposedly came from a tomb. Buried in sand this long. Don't know. But I'm sure it'll fetch a nice price.
So this entire time, Nicholas is only like half paying attention.
Okay.
Would be using Oblivion Sight and Binding Fetter.
I'm going to pull that one up again because I have a question about it. Let me pull it up real fast. I know Binding Fetters, which lets you see.
Lets me see.
Fetters
I can
and such.
identify the aura by sight, smell, or other senses. While I'm using it, I'm distracted, which is why he's only half paying attention. And then Oblivion Sight is just to make it easier for him to see, but also to see if there's any spirits sort of attached to any objects.
Yep. You close your eyes when you open them. The irises are of their eyes display a dull reflection of their surroundings that they can identify objects important to ghosts, fetters. It's got several. Most of them just look like, there's old jewelry, a couple pieces of old jewelry, old necklaces, a locket that appears to be attached to something, and that statue. The one they're so casually talking about. I think I know an old lady who collects this type of stuff, and she'll probably end up buying it for me, and I'll make nice profit off it. It's too bad. There was a time, well, a while ago, and I could have sold it to a different woman. She collected all kinds of things like this. But her tower stands empty now. At least last we checked. So, Roscoe, do you ask him if you can hold it?
Well, I'll ask him if there's any, is there, like some of the other things, is there any problem with touching it?
He doesn't have an issue with you touching it. Because Roscoe has finally bought his Auspex, by the way, everybody. Roscoe is going to spirits touch it. So, you're going to roll intelligence plus Auspex.
While this is going on, Nicholas will kind of keep an eye on the statue, but then is sort of interested in the jewelry, specifically that locket, trying to see it. Maybe get closer to it, see if it's a locket that opens. So if it's got like a picture or something in it that he can see.
Roscoe got 8 successes with a messy critical.
Jesus.
Impressive roll. That statue, as you touch it with Spirit's Touch, and you feel what it's been through. It is very old. Definitely did not come from the Mediterranean. It's older than that. Thousands of years old. You can feel it. And even with the age, it has passed through hands. Many people have owned it over the years. Their lives flash before you. And the one thing you see in common is everyone who's owned it has come to a violent end. And because you got 8 with a critical, I will say that even in death, doesn't break their desire to own it. And they have fought after death over the same object through the years. The locket, when you look at it, Nicholas, not even a picture in it. It looks to be, it's definitely antique, 200-300 years old. It's gold, definitely made of gold, but no picture in it. It looks like it used to have a picture. You can see where it was once painted inside, but the paint is long since worn away. Looks like somebody wore the paint away on purpose to put an actual picture in it at one point.
But the picture's not there
But
anymore.
the picture's not there.
So Nicholas will look at how many would you say there are of the smaller jewelry pieces?
7 or 8. Various types. It's obvious
So
that a lot of them seem to be wedding bands, signet rings, those kind of things.
Does there seem to be any sort of reason, like, are they collected together, or are they
Nope,
just
they're
sort
just scattered
of
about? It's obvious that he doesn't know what they are.
Okay. I'm
But
going
you
to
do
pick
catch
out.
Roscoe's face from him holding this thing. Roscoe, you can see on his face, he looks slightly, I'm not going to say nauseous, but he definitely did not like whatever he got when he held this damn statue. I mean, it's 8 with a critical. It's obvious that he didn't like whatever he saw.
Yeah,
Um,
I will put it back down.
You don't want it?
I get the feeling that many people have coveted this, and it didn't always work out for the best.
Mm. I've learned that you find that a lot in my line of work. Those who
Roscoe,
treasure possessions almost always come to bad ends when they put possessions over, well, other things. More.
Yes, Mr. Nicholas?
perhaps with your history, we may not want to tempt fate today.
Oh, that reminds me. I am sorry to hear your other bookstore burned down, Roscoe.
Yeah. It happens. But then, now I had a new name for my new bookstore. Roscoe's Thrice Burned Books.
It happens. You say that it happens.
Obviously, it did.
And yet, I've been here 30 years and mine hasn't burned down yet. I have a feeling.
We have a slightly different clientele.
Yes, I try not to deal. I have some occult things, but I try not to deal solely in that. I did have one customer try to tell me that one of the stationary desks I sold them was possessed by a demon.
By a demon?
That's what they claimed, but we've heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bought this and my cat got cancer and it must be demonic in nature.
So Nicholas will take like all of the pieces of jewelry that are clearly fetters and sort of set them aside.
Now you find something you liked?
Yes, I would like to purchase these pieces.
And he gives you a price for them. It's not, excessive. It seems okay.
He'll pay it.
Okay. Temporarily, it's a number of pieces. How many dots and resources do you have? Let's see.
3.
3. You are down 1 dot in resources till the end of the season.
Okay.
So at the end of the season, you'll get your dot back.
Okay. And then I was wondering perhaps if you were to take requests.
No, I'm always willing to look for new things if you have something in particular you're looking for. I have extensive contacts in the Middle East, the Mediterranean, Eastern Europe, and limited stuff in the Far East.
How extensive is your contact base in Middle and South America?
I don't have much there. I can still get things, but it takes much longer because I have to go through my other contacts to their contacts, and I'm sure you understand it's a series of cutouts and middlemen. It also drastically increases the price.
If you would be willing, I suppose, to keep an ear or eye out, I'm interested in procuring some Aztec pieces.
I'm sure I can find some. It may take me some time, but do you have a business card that I can call you at?
Yeah, and Nicholas will pull one out. And it's very plain. But it says his name and his phone number, but nothing really else. He's still kind of building the business part.
I will give you a call when I get hold of some stuff.
If you were to find a death whistle, I am particularly interested in that. Perhaps also sacrificial daggers.
Well, there's sacrificial daggers, and then there's sacrificial daggers. I will see which ones I can find. You'll find you can get many of them. The hard part is finding, well, to be fair, legitimate ones, or ones that have been actually used. Do you prefer them used?
I mean, I imagine if it's authentic, it's used.
Well, there are some that found that obviously haven't been used. There's some that are found that could have been used. And then there's some that are found that most definitely have been used.
Let's err on the side of caution and say used.
Very well. I will do an inquiry. Is there anything you're looking for, Roscoe?
Well, that book that you mentioned about the sacrificial rituals, that does pique my interest.
But I did not have any. He named several that I'm not even sure I'm going to look for.
Do you recall the names of the books he was looking for?
Now that's odd. I did.
But you don't.
No, not now. I'm sure I'll remember it. I hear so many books, it's hard to remember.
You don't by any chance happen to have any books on taxidermy or forensic pathology, do you? I mean, something like that's well out of the ordinary.
I mean, all of my books are certified antiques.
Mm-hmm.
And no, that's not something that I would have a lot of. I'm sorry.
Would you happen to have any copies of perhaps the Book of the Dead or some burial rituals?
No, but I can get hold of some of those.
I'd be interested in...
Take time and be quite expensive.
If you're able to find something worthy, I may be interested in purchasing.
And we'll speak with my contacts. Do you care if... How can I put this? Do you care if the previous owners willingly sold it?
I prefer not to know if they didn't.
Well, of course. But some people get nervous at how they acquire some hard-to-get items.
And I am not particular about copies versus originals.
Well,
as long as
all of them are copies now.
Is verified.
All of them are copies. It's just a question of how good of a copy they are. The original is long lost to time. But I will speak to my friend. She is very good at finding things like that in the desert.
Interesting. Would you have a business card as well?
And he actually pulls out Dr. James Benway, Benway's Books and Antiquities. He hands it to you. It's actually a black card with the words embossed in gold letters.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is an interesting shop you have.
Yeah. I try. It's not my primary thing. My primary passion is acting, of course. But
we tried to find your performance that said you were going to be doing Shakespeare.
Yes. Small part in King Lear. Mm-hmm. Well, when I say small part, I was King Lear. But it happens. We had to cancel it. There was, an outbreak of anemia from some of the actors.
I wonder how that could have happened.
Well, it was not me, you can rest assured.
No, I believe you.
But I believe that Annabelle took a liking to a few and...
Oh, that explains it.
Yes.
Say no more.
Yes. Well, I have to close up. I've got to go meet with somebody tonight. I have a deal to make.
Understood. Thank you for showing me your new pieces. I'm really not that interested in the statue, but please continue letting me know.
Oh,
when
I
you find
will,
things
and I will
like
let
that.
you know if I get any of the items you all requested. And he actually goes and bags up all the rings and jewelry you bought, Nicholas, and hands them over to you. Each one's in its
How
own little
many-
padded thing so that they can't damage each other.
How many would you say there are?
7 of them.
7. Okay.
Yep. And you all exit the shop. I'll give you a brief chance to have a scene or a discussion as you're leaving the place before we cut to the next scene, as you're riding in the car back to Roscoe's shop.
I noticed you looking around a bit. Did you see anything while you were in the shop?
Nothing as interesting as possibly that statue you were looking at.
I found out a lot more about that than I ever wanted to know. Apparently, everyone who's had that statue throughout history has come to a bad and violent end. Which is why I was less than enthusiastic about owning it.
You did not look well holding it.
No, it was disturbing.
Yes, perhaps you made a wise decision. Thank you for allowing me to join you. This place was quite interesting.
I thought you'd like it. That's why I wanted to bring you along. Hopefully, you'll be able to get some good things from him. I know I have over the years.
And he kind of like looks down, like as he's doing it, opens the bags, kind of like looks and goes, I did all right.
Okay, good.
And so the two of you ride back to the shop. Now we're flashing over to a scene. Jackie and Jenny are having a discussion in the cabaret in Jackie's office. And I turn it over to Jackie and Jenny.
So you have everything set up?
Yes, my man Frank arranged for the giveaway with the casino in Milwaukee.
Excellent.
So all we have to do is set the date, pull the trigger, send those you won messages, and I believe Felicity will fall straight into the initial meeting. So
Excellent. Give me a few nights to arrange our transport, because getting to Milwaukee requires navigating the Goblin roads. And it is best if we are escorted through them. I've had to traverse them a few times.
Perfectly understandable. I was I know I said earlier we should do it before winter ends, but I'm at the same time, I know we're all busy with things. And
Yes, but no,
yeah.
I think let me find out from my folks that can take us when they can, and then I'll give you a date.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. Anything else going on?
Let me see. What was it? Oh, Gabriella. She's very interesting. She told me that Bobby Powerbottom, sorry, Mr. Weatherbottom is I said that and she said, "Oh, he's a catcher." And so I had to have her she didn't want to explain to me what a catcher was, but Evan did. So apparently
I mean, I'm happy
maybe-
to I'm happy to show you what it is.
At this point, there's a brief knock at the door, but before it gets more than a knock, the door is flung open and Isabella stomps in. And Etienne goes, "Ma'am, she looked..."
It's fine. Isabella, what's wrong? Come in. You're muted, dear.
Jackie, do you want to play a game with me? I have a new prize I think you might enjoy messing with.
Etienne, close the door.
"Yes, ma'am." And he closes the door and walks back down the hallway, but still just kind of a bewildered look.
Good to see you too, Bella. Good to know that I am not worth the...
Your game, no, you trust me, you will understand when you get to know her better what this means. Isabella,
It's a one-track mind right now.
she can't help herself. Okay, darling, your games are always so much fun. Tell me more.
I feel like there's a but. Okay, good. So Decker, this prick, had the audacity to send his child after me to my bar and my pub of all places. And essentially, they've kidnapped another kindred to try and get Honor back, who he still insists that is his property. So we have 90 days. I have 90 days. I'm assuming you're gonna say yes to playing this game with me because it'll be fun. To get Honor back into Decker's possession, which of course I'm not gonna do. But his child gave me the warning that they will continue to kidnap female kindred until I get Honor back for them, which I am not about any of these actions of his. So I've decided I'm gonna ruin his existence.
1. Name of his child?
Which one? The one that's
The one that
kidnapped
came
or the
to
one-
you.
Julia.
Who is this kindred that they have kidnapped?
Her name is Tessa. She's a friend of Honor's from Milwaukee. I don't know too much about her. Yes. But I want to take down everything that he holds dear and then eventually get to him. I figured what better way than to start with the woman he quote unquote possesses and getting them away from him. And then breaking down this Anubai group that he holds so dear, piece by piece. And then eventually, it'll continue to take down his hold in Milwaukee. And then, well, what happens in the end.
You both see Jackie's face. The grin that comes on her face looks like the cat that just ate the fucking canary.
I knew you'd like this game.
I actually may be able to do one better with his Anubai.
Yes?
I may be able to ensure they are drawn away from him.
Whatever works. I just don't want them to be his anymore.
That is later. That is later. First, we deal with this girl that he has captured. You know, I never liked Decker. He always came across as an asshole every time I had to step foot in his fucking city. But now, let me guess, she is young, vulnerable.
Of course. I don't understand why he's even still in any position of power. I've only heard people say bad things about him.
It's because no one else wants Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a fucking mess. You have the null zone there. It caused the fucking goblin roads from what everybody says. It's a fucking mess there. But hell, from what I hear, Decker didn't even really want it. Just nobody else would take it. But well, Jenny, are you in on this too? Because
I mean, sure.
I think, yes.
There seems to be a glut of upper Midwest misogynistic douchebags.
Indeed.
So why not?
Indeed. And really, I find that with those, they are so stubborn and adamant about their behavior that they really must be taught harsh lessons.
The harsher, the better.
Yeah. No. I am all on board with lesson teaching.
You still
That's
have
why
You still have some people in Milwaukee, yes, Isabella?
Yes, I do.
I have some people in Milwaukee. Let's send out our birds to find out where she was last seen where they might be holding her.
Okay.
Because Jenny has actually arranged for the casino to host the giveaway experience for Felicity. I just have to arrange transport for us to set a date for this to happen. There may be a night that we are all in Milwaukee.
Sounds like the perfect setup of events.
Exactly.
I'll of course have to reach out to Honor as well. I don't think she'll get involved because I think she wants to stay as far away from Decker as possible, but it's her friend. She'd want to know. And maybe she can provide some insight into
Absolutely.
where Decker likes to hide his playthings.
She would know patterns of, if not Decker, then Julia. What you got?
You're talking about games. The individual who is been spirited away, not the one that you helped, which is causing you to have these issues now.
Tessa.
Oh, okay. Does she have sway on anybody in Milwaukee? I'm only asking because if you want to play a game, you could always have her start sending videos to her people who support her and claim that she's going to return and like take praxis, which I'm not saying is a good idea or that she should do, but it can fuck with Decker and he's all of a sudden he's going in 5 different directions. That's just where my head went, because sometimes it's fun to fuck with people's power bases like that because they think they're untouchable. So
Actually, I believe with her being young and vulnerable, she probably doesn't have that kind of pull, but let me tell you both something. I intend to take praxis of Milwaukee.
More power to you.
Better.
I just
Having
can't
a
do
woman
it yet.
take his place.
I just can't do it yet. But that is my plan.
Jackie, you know I'm in it for the long haul. We can make him suffer as long as needed until you're ready.
Trust me, there are people just waiting for him to fuck up. There are some I think are inclined to set him up to fuck up.
Hi.
No, not just you. Others too. His reputation is complete shit, and everyone is out to get him.
Yes. But that's my plan.
Okay.
Not fledged out yet, but...
No, but we need to start... definitely, let's take some time to brainstorm, put out feelers with our people that we have in Milwaukee. See if we can find something. You talk to Honor, get some insight onto their patterns of behavior and where they go and stuff like that. And then when I get information on when we can do the casino thing with Felicity, we can just make something else happen. Make somebody
Jenny,
disappear. A certain captive young one.
Jenny, do you have much experience really making these misogynists play or pay?
I will ask for I will ask some questions about the heights of available buildings in Milwaukee. So no, that's not the only play I have. I know Nicholas likes to think that's the only play I have. It's just the easiest play I have. Making a misogynist pay, making him, see, you're already thinking in the right direction, being like, well, you get rid of all the women, then he's got no one to boss around. I'm assuming they're all women, since he's...
The ones that he's really exerted his control over first. I want them to go away first, just to show him how little control he had. And then when all he has left is his little group.
Which he may not even have.
Yes.
The problem is this is even easier with living misogynists, because you just fucking off their little plaything, and they have to go live in the mountains somewhere or something. I don't know. Women laugh at them, then it's degrading for them, and it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. But no, I don't know. I have to think. I'm not used
That's
to.
fine.
I'm not actually reaching out and touching the undead misogynists. So So that I'm practicing with Bobby. So he's my first like real taste test of this program, as it were, to reform the assholes of the upper Midwest. So
I can wait until I come up with a perfect plan. I waited years in life. I can wait years now for revenge against this asshole.
well, I think you guys are both on the right track. I obviously my brain was not in the right direction initially.
But that's okay.
So
That's
yes.
okay. It was a good thought, but no, I don't think necessarily because especially if he is picked, because Anna's not very old either, is she?
No.
Yeah.
So I had to help her.
Yeah. Hell, is Julia even all that old? He seems to really. But yes, I think it is a good idea that while we are there, conveniently she disappears. The one captive. Maybe even Julia, too.
Ideally, Julia, because, like I said, they're going to keep kidnapping until they
Yeah,
get Honor
maybe
back.
even Julia, too.
I think if
We
we
can't
get
we can't go in killing Kindred.
No.
But staking is not killing.
We have a few options.
And I can have a lot of fun with someone when they're staked.
Yes.
See, now you're just tying my hands, because
Oh.
Yeah, I figured you'd like this game too, Jenny. I just didn't know you'd be here. I kind of walked in.
It's
not
okay.
knowing he was here.
Oh, but no,
Like
but
I-
if there's any ghouls or kind or anything there, they are open season. So have your fun, Jenny. Rip them to shreds.
within reason, we don't want to have the obvious Masquerade breaches of like the cleaning person
Ah, it
walks
was a
in and there's
suicide
just, like,
cult.
everywhere. Oh,
You know, with the people who hang around Decker, I'm sure that might actually be believable.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm sure he'd love to have that reputation.
I'm sure he would too.
now I'm thinking. So I'm trying to learn about some different stuff, and like the internet, I guess, is a big deal. And man, if we get some pictures of these people before we like murderize them, we can put their pictures on this website and make it look like we can make a fucking website that's like, this is the cultists, they enjoy killing themselves. I'm spitballing things. This is not going the way I thought it was going to go.
I'm sure we have
but-
people that can do that kind of stuff for us.
Oh no, I
Heck,
know.
Tatiana's adopted child. He does the conspiracy shit. And she owes us favors.
Yes.
Well, she doesn't owe
No.
me favors. I actually collected. She helped me procure a plane and a pilot. But
That's a good use of that.
yes. Speaking of which, I will be not right away, but soon. I will be going to Europe briefly. I have some personal business to take care of there, but I will be returning as soon as possible. But I hope to get this issue dealt with, hopefully, before I have to leave.
We'll at least come up with a plan.
Yes.
So is the ladies have something else to add?
No, I was just gonna say, if we don't have a plan, we'll just talk about horrific things we can do to shitty men and then have a laugh.
Yes.
So,
Now we know how the ladies spend the rest of this evening coming up with plans that may or may not work. Doesn't matter. Still fun to enjoy to what if and spitball, because in all that plotting and planning, bits and pieces of each plan sometimes can be pieced together to make a working plan. And now we got to flash over to one more scene for the night. Lamar is wanting to speak with, well, let's put it the right way, some gangsters in the South Side. Any particular way you're looking to find them? Or are you just going to stand in the street with a sign looking for gangster?
No, Mara's gonna hit some of the old spots from from his day, thinking that they might have passed down to some of the new generation of gangsters.
Oh, there is an Italian
Yeah.
joint. I know it's cliche, very Godfather-esque at times and everything, but there is an Italian eatery that is real Italian food, not the American Italian food. And you know damn well, some of those who attend that aren't exactly above board operators.
No. And Lamar will have some of the boys just follow him down there in a second car, but he's gonna drive on down there and attempt to make himself look somewhat human.
Go rouse
These
for
places
your
tend
blush of life. And you do not get hungrier. Now, it's not like it used to be when you blush a life now. It's still not quite fully human, but close enough, especially in a dimly lit Italian place. When you step into the place, it's rather busy this night. But as you've seen multiple times in the past, in the back corner, same 5 guys are sitting there around a table with the same oversized brick walls standing between them and the rest of the restaurant. And the guys standing there never are facing the table.
And Lamar sights them, and he's going to let the maitre d' know that he's with the party in the back over there.
And maitre d' goes back, walks and talks a second. Comes back. What do you have to speak with? They say they don't know you.
I know that they've been having some tough times in recent nights. Like to talk to them about it.
Goes back, talks a minute. Okay. Follow me. And he actually takes you over to the big guys. And as soon as you get near the big guys, they look at you. Put your arms out.
Oh, this song and dance.
Got to pat you down. I'm assuming competence. I'm assuming Lamar didn't come in packing too much heat. Did you have at least a pistol?
No, he had one gun on him.
Yep. And they find the pistol, frisking you pretty quickly. You'll get it back when you're done. Nice piece.
Good. Yeah, I expect to get it back in the condition I found it.
Oh, you will. If you come out of here. Go
My
talk to
man.
Mr. Baroni over there. And he nods to the oldest gentleman at the table. And the guy, when you go through his goons there, he leans back in his chair, reclines all the way back. Well, what can I do for you? I don't recognize you.
No, you wouldn't. I'm new here. But I kind of know about the situation going on with you guys, and I'm here to offer some friendly advice.
You don't know
Well-
shit about what's going on. He wants to do friendly advice. You like that, Luca? And he looks at you, looks at his buddy and nods. What friendly advice you got?
Well, I'm going to suggest that you go to your boss, because I know you aren't the guy calling the shots. I suggest you go to your boss. You talk to him and tell him to, y'all just, pack up your little operation, move across town, move to Gary, move to somewhere not.
He looks at you. See the balls on this one? Big brass ones.
Heart of a lion, nuts of an elephant.
This is my block. This is my part of the town. And I'm not really inclined to leave this. Obviously, you know how this works. My boss ain't inclined to leave either. Even if I wanted to leave.
Which you point out you don't.
Oh, no, I don't. Making too much money.
You know, the annual earning potential of a dead gangster is 0.
You really think you can come up in here and threaten me in this place?
I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you I'm telling you the future outlook here, because the way things are going each day, as y'all just continue to have more and more problems, it doesn't end well.
I don't know what problems you're talking about. Everything's going swimmingly.
So, swimmingly.
Oh, yeah.
He said swimmingly.
And we're making all the money we need. Sure, we lose a couple boys, but they don't mind. Their family's taken care of. We take care of our own that way.
Right. And so every time one of you fools drops a cop, that's gonna.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That is.
And none of my boys shot a cop. We know better. It's bad for business.
And yet the cops keep dying around here. At some point, all the guys you've paid off, there ain't going to be enough money to make them look the other way.
You can blame that on them homeless bums over there. They're the one killing the cops, ain't us.
So, you're telling me, I used to hear stories about how powerful you guys are. You guys are losing to homeless people.
Oh, we ain't losing.
Don't let that shit get out.
You can rest assured we're not losing. If I was losing, you think I'd be sitting here where everyone knows where I am every night, eating food with my friends, having a nice talk?
Well, I've already picked up that y'all aren't the brains of this operation. So here's the thing. I hear Vegas is real nice this time of year. Y'all go have yourself a good time out there. Kansas City, pick a place that's not here. I'm telling you, this is just, like I said, just friendly advice.
He leans forward on the table. I got some friendly advice for you. You might want to turn around, walk out of this place. Or you're going to find walking down the street one day, you're snatched up with a bag on your head. And you go meet somebody you don't want to meet. You understand me? You can talk to him. He won't be friendly.
Oh, I don't expect him to be. But you know what? I tried. I can go home with a clean conscience. I can go to church on Sunday with a clean conscience and say I tried.
Make sure you do a confession when you get a chance. You don't want to meet your maker. Well, with sins. Because we're all good Catholic boys at this table, aren't we? And you all of them start laughing like on cue.
And I thought they only had laugh tracks in them bad sitcoms from the 80s. All right, boys. I hope y'all have a great night, and y'all go to church, you do your confessions, I'll do mine. I'll say some Hail Marys for you, pray for your souls and all that good stuff.
We'll pray for yours too.
I very much appreciate that. Lamar stands up and he holds his hand out to the dude for his gun.
Tony, give him his gun back. And the guy looks at you and hands it back. But when he hands it back, he actually ejects the magazine and puts it in your other hand and racks the slide once to pull the bullet out the chamber and puts that in your hand too.
Tony, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Making sure your action works.
You are a nice man. I will not insult you by calling you a scholar and a gentleman. I will call you a nice man.
You have a good night, whoever you are, and don't let me see your face in here again. Got it?
No, you'll never see me again.
And does Lamar leave the place?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna walk outside. He's gonna go to his car, pop the trunk, and he's going to find his sledgehammer.
Okay.
And he's going to look around for the limo or the most expensive car he can see here.
There's no limo, but there is some very nice cars. Nice big old Cadillac.
He'll pick the Cadillac and he will smash in the windshield of the Cadillac.
Okay.
And then he'll smash in another window. And then he will walk back over to his car. He will, he'll whistle himself a tune, put his sledgehammer back, get in the car, and drive off.
Okay, roll wits awareness, please. Let's see what you get here as we drive, before you drive off. I want to see what you can notice about what's going on. Okay. It seems to be lagging and not wanting to display.
Oh, so
what
any
you've
day
rolled.
now.
There it is. 4 successes. You definitely know you're being watched as you do it. You don't see anybody, but the hairs on the back of your neck are standing. Somebody's watching, and they're pretty close to you. And you get in your car to drive off, though. And this is where we're going to end. Season 5, episode 8, everybody. We had a very interesting episode that culminated in, as we said before, Jackie got info from Dredd. Isabella got, well, let's be frank, you got threatened. It was just a little threat, but you got threatened. Jenny started her path down to get hold of Bobby Weatherbottom. I'm not going to say that name.
Bobby Powerbottom.
Yeah, Roscoe. Well, he had actually a good night. He got to speak with the sheriff, and he found out finally why he's allowed in Elysia. Lamar well, let's be fair. Lamar, you snitched on Kathy, but, she probably should have told him. Nicholas contacted his sire, and then in the second half, Roscoe and Nicholas found out a bit about the tongue. Disturbing thing. Isabella, Jenny, and Jackie made plans to deal with that little shit Decker. And Lamar has started something that I'm not sure he's quite sure what he started, but he's having fun doing it. We'll see how long before he gets a bag on his head and taken to meet the boss. And right off, let me say, thank you all for coming. The viewer vote this week, the viewer vote is going to everybody. Everybody enjoy your viewer vote. We only got 2 episodes left this season. Oh boy, it's coming. Please, right now, pop over to the Discord, go down to Chi-Town chat. There's a post there that's pinned right when I'm saying this, where you can react to the post to vote on who gets the viewer vote this week. The viewer votes are tallied on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So just vote before then. And that's your way to influence the Chronicle to give which player gets bonus XP. So go ahead and do it. And we also like to talk about the show in the chat. So
Yes, not only just vote, but tell us what you enjoyed about the episode. We love to hear from our viewers what they enjoyed most.
And there's more of that to Discord. The Discord is also where we do our casting calls. As of the airing of this, or the recording of this right now, there are 4 open casting calls on our Discord.
And if Shanky hurries up and get his posted, it'll be 5.
Yep. Right now, as of now, there's a Bedlam Hall, which I'm applying for that one too. I finally might get to play a game where my wife is running it and I'm a player, which will be interesting. We've got a D&D one-shot casting call open from Tiss. We've got a Dead of Night casting call one shot from Tamshu.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have a Mage the Ascension.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Miami Mage,
Yep,
1980s.
casting call from Ravnos Archon. So check that out. And I'll be posting one as well. And I'm not going to say what it is right here, because if I say what it is right here, it's going to be even bigger pain for me of how many people apply. But it has to do with Windy City.
Yes.
For a one-shot.
That's
all I'm going to say. There's a Windy City, a Windy City a one-shot coming. I'm just going to say that. So join the Discord. Plus, we do community games. We've got a Blood on the Clock Tower game scheduled for the community. So if you want to play social deduction games, non-streamed, no camera required. We also do that on the Discord from time to time. Want to catch your back episodes? Right over here, YouTube, back episodes. Check them out. Cool shit. All the back episodes of all the streams on the channel, they're on either ours, Ishvel's, or Haunted Chronicles. You want to check out some amazing content creators? Our friends are over here. One of them, right there. She might tell you what she's thinking about dealing with Decker. Probably not, but she might. I don't know, throw enough bits her way, I'm sure she'll tell you something. Whether it's accurate or not, it's a different discussion. Because Isabella knows how to play the game. She can tell you some stuff. Don't worry. Merchandise. Get your merchandise. I don't know what our season 6 merchandise is going to look like, but right now the season 5 merchandise, get it because you know it's there. I think that's all my part. Now I can turn it over to my lovely wife.
Thank you, everyone, so much for tuning in for Windy City After Dark, Season 5, Episode 8. We are getting so close to the end of Season 5, y'all. Oh, my gosh. Coming up this week, we actually have on Saturday, there's nothing Monday through Friday this week, but on Saturday the 5th, we have London Esoteric Society at 3 p.m. Eastern, run by our amazing GM Tiss. There are some fantastic new players this season in London Esoteric Society, and it's getting crazy, y'all. It's getting crazy. Y'all want to tune in for that at 3 p.m. Eastern. That is our Call of Cthulhu 7E stream set in Victorian London. Then, of course, on February 6th, Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we are back with Windy City After Dark, Season 5, Episode 9. One away from the season finale at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I am going to run a little bit over 1 week out because I want to let y'all know that Tormented Souls, our D&D 5e Curse of Strahd campaign, is back on February 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you'll want to tune in Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern on the 7th, not the 31st, but the 7th, for the return of Tamshu and his crew that I swear are on a...
They're death spiral. They just don't know
they're
it
death
yet.
spiraling. They just don't realize it yet.
Fuck, it's already almost February?
I know.
Because I have a thing I have to do in February of
Yes.
posting up the Demon the Fallen casting call.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm going to be busy with casting calls and shit. And as you can tell, we got a lot of them open because we're wanting to play games with people. It's McStabber Studios. We love playing games with
We
people.
had our little hiatus after our big push last October for National Breast Cancer Foundation. We all took a bit of downtime after that to recoup from all the games we had running. But now we're back. We're ready to play some more games, and we've got lots of casting calls open. So join us on Discord.
Yep, join us on Discord. You might get to play with us. And as always, we always end this episode this way. Mental health, everybody. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take mental health seriously, not just other people's mental health, your own. Your own mental health is just as important. Self-care is needed. Mental health is health. And remember, it's okay to not be okay. So if you need help, talk to people. And if you know anyone who needs help, talk to them. Reach out to them. Make sure they're okay. Because sometimes it's been rough on people right now. And all somebody needs is somebody willing to listen to them. That's all they need. Just somebody willing to listen. And if you do suffer from mental health issues like many of us do, myself included, please right now, look over here in chat. There's a list of names and numbers that you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can text them and they will help talk to you because we all need help sometimes. We all need someone to help us deal with things. We can't do it alone. None of us are an island. And anyone who says they are, they just haven't needed the help yet. Because everyone needs assistance once in a while or someone to talk to. We can't do it by ourselves. So please take mental health seriously. That's very important to us here at the studio. And now I'm going to turn it over for my wife for the other thing that's very important to us.
Absolutely. I'm Mama McStabber, Reland Air. Nicest mean nurse you'll ever meet. Tim Brad down here, meanest nice nurse you'll ever meet. We both gonna tell you. Get your damn
Get your
shots.
goddamn shots.
Please, 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 please get vaccinated. Please get vaccinated. Get your COVID shots. If you're fully vaccinated, get your boosters. Everyone in the U.S. 12 and up is eligible for boosters. Please get scheduled for your boosters. Please go get them. And if you haven't done it, please get your flu shot. Please.
COVID boosters are free. Get your free shit. Yeah, it's a shot, but it's free.
It doesn't cost you anything out of your pocket to get that shot done. So go get your shot done.
That's right. Let's get this shit under control because I want to go back to having parties and shit. And,
Yeah.
I can't have parties with unvaccinated people.
And please, social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands. Please.
Yep.
Please.
Do all the good stuff. And thank you, everyone, for coming. This was a longer episode because as we get closer to the end of the season, they do get a little longer. But that's because, well, we're running up on the end of the season, everybody.
Got to get that plot.
That's right. So thank you all for coming. Thank these amazing players for staying late to record this because it's later than their normal end time.
Thank you.
But thank you all, and I will see you all next week. Good night, everybody.